Hi, it's Lolo. Welcome to Lori's Kitchen. So happy New Year. It's my first video of the new year. And I thought I'd make something that a lot of you, it's got ingredients that a lot of you might just have. I'm making split pea with ham soup. And this is something that my mom used to make. She'd make a big batch and we'd all get some, and it freezes well. It's fairly healthy. Split peas have a lot of protein, and the ham, whatever. But and it's just a hearty, nice meal for wintertime. Serve it with some French bread or some croutons, and it's really pretty hearty, and everybody likes it. Although, let me tell you, my mom used to make this, and I'll show you, I'm making it with ham hocks, and that's how she made it, because my family is really not ham eaters. So where a lot of you might have a big ham bone left from Thanksgiving or New Year's and you're looking to do something with it, we never had that because we didn't really eat ham. So, but my mom loved this recipe. It's something her mom used to make, and so she would use the ham hock. Well, she'd make it, so when you use the ham hock, you want to cook it a long time because the meat will fall off and it gives it a nice flavor. And she'd make it all day, and so I could come in the house and know it was pea soup. And I just claimed to hate pea soup. So I also hated hot dogs when I was young. So whenever we had pea soup, my mom also made hot dogs because she knew I just wouldn't eat that whole meal. And then it wasn't a problem. So, and we were of the generation where you really weren't allowed to not eat. Like my mom wouldn't make a special meal just because I didn't like pea soup or hot dogs. So fortunately there's 5 of us kids, and so you can kind of pass things around others, and you know how that goes. But this is an easy recipe. So you just start out with a little mirepoix, which is your onions, celery, and carrots. I do 2 cups of onions and then a cup each of celery and carrots, and you put it in some butter, and you're just cooking that to soften it. And this is like the base for a lot of soups, a lot of things you make. So I've been cooking this here, I don't know, about 5 to 7 minutes. And then you just really are dumping in the other stuff. It's pretty easy. So first, on top of this, I'll do some of my spices. So what I do is a couple teaspoons of thyme. In the spring and summer, it's great. I actually grow thyme in my garden, and you have fresh thyme. I'm using dried thyme right now, but a couple of teaspoons. I'm going to use some fresh ground pepper, and I don't know, just maybe about a half or maybe a teaspoon, something like that. You're kind of doing it to taste. The recipe calls for maybe a couple teaspoons of, or I think a half to a whole teaspoon of salt. Because I'm using the pork hocks, which are kind of almost even saltier than ham, I'm going to hold off on the salt till it's cooked for a while to decide if I'm going to use any. Plus, I'm also using chicken stock, and so there's a lot of saltiness in it, so you just want to be careful of not adding too much salt, and maybe just waiting till you're ready to taste it. So got my thyme in there, some black pepper, and I'm going to add my peas. And I have a bag, it's a pound of peas that you're going to add. I get these from Thrive Market. They're organic split peas. You don't have to soak the peas. A lot of people ask that. You just put the peas in here. And then I'm going to add I'm going to add 2 cups of chicken stock and 2 cups of water. Now you can adjust it according to taste. If you like a little bit of a heartier broth, you could do 3 cups of chicken stock, a cup of water, but you do want to be careful of the saltiness. I'm going to get my couple cups of water. And you do, and this is something you're going to simmer. You want to simmer it for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. And pea soup, the split peas, the one thing you need to know is the split peas get thicker the longer you set them. This is not a recipe that you need to add any thickening to. You can add potatoes, but if you are, do it the last 30 minutes you're cooking it. Otherwise, it will just get really starchy and yucky. I prefer it just plain without the potatoes. So I've put in the water in the broth, and I'm just gonna put in my pork hocks. And at the end, you're gonna take these out, and there'll be some meat that will kind of cook off them into here, and you're just gonna remove it. And then you're also gonna add a couple of bay leaves. And again, you'll remove that at the end too. So if you guys look, it's a really super simple recipe. Just those few ingredients. I've got it cooking here. I'm gonna get it up to boiling, and then I'm gonna just simmer it here on the stove, turn it down, and simmer it for probably 2 or 3 hours for me. Like I said, this could be done in about 90 minutes, especially if you're using a ham bone. And what I do with a ham bone is also at the end you can add some chopped ham, which is nice, gives it a little bit of heartiness. With the pork hock, it probably works a little better if you let it cook a little bit longer and you get some of that meat off the pork hock. So that's it. It's my mom's pea soup. It was one of her soups she was famous for. And it was one she sent home with us many a time to put in our freezer, and have enjoyed it on many a winter day. So let me know if you have questions. Thanks for joining in. Happy New Year. And I'm sure 2021 is going to be a better one. Thanks. Bye-bye.